Welcome to Renniesville, Oklahoma. We're here tonight with Mr. Travis Irwin. Enjoy the show. We'll get to talk to him in a minute.
Today at the Blue Mondays podcast with Hoemaha. Thank you so much, my friend, for having me. I'm Trav, Travlin Trav on YouTube, Travis Irwin on Facebook if you'd like to connect. I'm just, the music, we discover that, right? And sometimes we get to discover the music in community. And this time I've got to spend with Hoemaha and Josie in their home in Stigler Lick. Thank you so much for your hospitality, for the love, the food that you share with me. Wow. You talk, one thing Hoemaha said to me that I'm remembering, that I've been remembering, is he said, we need to be like if I'm eating, then you're eating. Even if I got to split that into a lot of different shares, right?
Absolutely.
And we have these ideals, right? We have these ways we want to be, and we go through life, and we have to discover and rediscover and push ourselves so that we do not become that hypocrite. And then at some point we realize no matter what we do, we're going to be that hypocrite, and we've got to become comfortable with that somehow. And then somehow we have to push on and keep doing it, even though we have seen the death of the dream. Everything that you ever thought you knew or thought that you loved is threatened. Here we are in Renniesville at the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame. Thank you, DC Minner. Thank you, Selby Minner. There's a community here. Come out here and see all these faces on the walls. This is a historic location where there's a lot of music being played. There's community. Because you really don't know until you hear somebody like Dr. Harold Aldridge play, or Homer Johnson. You know, I hate to start mentioning names because you're always going to leave somebody out. But these are just two men that have touched me musically, and just to spend some time with them around the music. So I think me and Omaha are going to have a talk. Yeah, is that the format? It's developing format. Yeah. So I'm going to put this guitar down. We'll talk a little bit. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. That was beautiful, my friend. My brother in music. Pull up a chair and
I'm gonna keep the guitar with me.
all right. Heck yeah. I enjoyed that. That was very beautiful.
I got my
man.
camera too.
The more the merrier.
Omaha and I are. Well, we've been working together. Like we're both documenting, and you've got the podcast, and I'm doing my channels, and I've been documenting you. I want to interview you, and so it's like a respect for one another's work.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about that before we got on the air. It's just like that's a good feeling to work with somebody. It's part of my project. Labor and the Expression of Worth is finding out where our work overlaps, and we've talked about that, and that's what I'm finding with you, brother.
I listened to that today, knowing your worth and things and learning what your worth is that you posted, and my God, that was really beautiful, man.
Knowing the worth. You read something?
The what you posted today. When you did the interview.
Oh God, yeah. I love
how you did that. That was really nice.
I just put that together this morning.
It was beautiful, man.
It was a labor of love.
I'm honored, man.
I hoped it would honor you. We haven't talked about it until now, and that's honestly that's great. I mean, because that's how it felt to me. And you also got to honor your Uncle Tom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's a great guy.
Yes.
Y'all would play musically wonderful.
Right.
With chord progressions and styles of playing.
Yes.
Y'all would mesh really well on that aspect, which is really cool. That's what I want to do. Especially traveling musicians. We both have been down those roads traveling. If you're traveling where you're going somewhere, you can meet up with other musicians. Thankfully, the modern technology and networking, being a podcast and helping each other out, getting our messages of music across. And hey, if you're in another state, link up with somebody that's seen you somewhere and say, hey, let's get together and play some music, see what we can do.
It's a good practice.
Yeah.
I mean, music is a good thing to unite around. I mean, you can kind of get together like, oh, you play guitar? Yeah, I play guitar. I mean, it can go as deep as it needs to go, and it can also be kind of like, yeah, good time playing guitar. See you later.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a good form. I mean, we got like out here. I mean, we got the 12-bar blues forum.
Right.
It's a forum around which we say, hey, kind of this is an environment where we give a lot of respect to that form.
Right.
Right. It's like it's a particular form,
and and we have these songs, and these are this is kind of how it worked, and this is kind of how we do it.
Right, and you can basically say the change is going to be here, and it's going to be those changes.
Right,
Because
and we agree to that.
Right.
Right.
Musically, it's agreed.
Well, that's kind of, there was something I was going to mention a moment ago, and I gave a little space, but on my channel a lot I talk about developing practices with other people, practices in community. And I've tasted that the past few days with you. I felt like the first morning I was here, we woke up together and we played guitar for, I mean, was that
Saturday?
Yeah, we just played guitar, and it was so, we have this kinship. There's so much we have in common as far as the guitar playing goes. It just seems like there was about 8 songs that came out that I thought, man, I really wish I had had that recorded, because it was just relaxed, and you have these you have these forms that you've, and when I want to do that, we need to get up there and play, because you have these forms on your guitar, these beautiful tunes. Because I've watched you this week, and I mean, you've got this one role kind of as an electric guitar player up here, but then I know you too as this, like, you do this acoustic kind of Appalachian soaring thing, so that's cool to see someone with a depth musical practice with layers, and you're consciously adding to those layers. You're like, I'm filling this role, this is a responsibility, and then the podcast too. So it's really encouraging for me to see someone who's developing practice, consciously developing practice like you are. Yeah.
I try, I had myself to play with for a long time as well, with nobody else to play with. I learned a lot of these different things, but I would hear a song and it would turn me on to it, and I'd figure out a certain way to play a pattern that maybe have sounded familiar, because I'm too lazy sometimes to, how do I play this song on YouTube? Because then there's 1,000 different versions of it, and usually it's in some key I'm uncomfortable with, transposing like a B flat minor 7.
Right.
13 added, it gets complicated, so I don't go into it too much doing stuff, but I try to make it sound pretty.
Well, you do that. You're very, you have some, and you've got really sound right hand. I mean, your finger picking technique is really, you're just fun to play with. Like when I get out my fiddle and when I get out my mandolin, it's just like, oh yeah, and it feels like we're composing together. It's that kind of improvisation where you've got this form, and you play it a little bit differently every time, I would imagine. I mean, it seems like you're functioning in that way. Where you're not playing it like verbatim.
Right.
I mean, you mess with certain chords, and you move here and there.
I got progressions, and sometimes I try to noodle outside those progressions. Sometimes it gets me down a really cool rabbit hole, and then I learn something, and sometimes it just messes me all up, and it's done.
Right, that's how it goes. Right,
but that's the chance I'm willing to take as a musician. But
that's how it goes. That's funny. I like it. Right, yeah. I think you described something just now that we, like anybody who's tried to improvise, there's that fear. I remember when 2 friends looked at me and they were like, "Now play." I was like, "Play what?" Because they already gave me the bass line. I was playing. It was Footprints. Is this like 6/8 jazz bass?
Right.
And so I had the 12. It was a 12-bar blues. Wayne Shorter, is that right? Blues, and so and then they looked at me and they're like, "Now you do what we've been doing. You know how we've been going." And I was like, They were like, "Go," and I was like, and I was just like, and then I saw I just. And they were like, yeah, like they were like, do that, like it didn't matter what I played. They were just like, yes, and they gave me that encouragement to go there.
Right.
And I had already done that to some respect over blues, but I don't know, that was jazz. And to me, like jazz was this ethereal realm of, it was somehow mystical and non-understandable or something like that, And so, and they were like, they were gurus to me. David Bowen and Jason Kadamine, man. I mean, like they brought me. I got to be their bass player. They're like, I think you can do this. Like, you talk about music giving you opportunities to be around amazing people of depth, right? People with practices, right? I mean, I think practice. It's essential. I believe that we have these practices, and it's great to practice in community.
It does, and it makes you a better musician with the aspect of always try to play with people who are way better than me, so I want to learn something.
Oh yes.
Yes. And that way, because I want to learn how to be on that level to where I can play with them. On a regular basis, like Mr. Homer Johnson, Bronco,
right.
and Selby. And,
right. It pushes you.
All these people have lifted me up
Yes.
That's frightening. You know, I've
Yeah.
always been a bass player in a band, and now I'm a guitar player in a band. And
Which do you
it's
see? I think
exciting.
bass is far more more responsibility. Like bass, even though, I mean, it's because you got to like you're responsible for the form. I just dropped the form enough as a bass player to have this respect for the form. Because like when you get that look from the trombone player, and they're like, "You dropped the form again." Oh, you know, like that. That was something that as a young bass player, well, I was trying to balance this high levels of creativity and come into musical forms that I had never touched before, right? These A, forms, you know, that you're supposed to keep all this, and I've got this kind of idea that I'm supposed to be super, super creative because I'm around a bunch of amazingly creative guys, right?
It drives you to be creative
Right.
as you're playing. Yeah.
So the creativity could cause me to lose the form,
right.
right? I mean, there's that balance, yes.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. I like talking about that stuff.
It's terrifying at the same time, you know, whether it's a jam on a Sunday, whether it's a jam in front of 10 people or 1,000 people, I'm equally as terrified every time, and it feels great at the same time. It's an adrenaline shot for sure for me.
Right.
As a musician to be up on a stage and playing, especially with the people that I do.
There's a demand about it. I mean, it's like it requires attention, and you're up in front of everybody. There's a responsibility.
Right.
People are counting on you, you know, and,
Yeah.
and you want to show up. And you know how good it feels to feel strong about the way you played when you're up there and like you're really hitting it, and you're like,
Right.
whoa, it's all, like my training is working. You know, like my ninjas, my Jedi skills are okay. Yeah, I feel like I know something. Right? Yeah, I'm with you. You know, that's an amazing feeling. And I think that's kind of right back to the community thing. This is kind of like a high level, in some sense, the improvisational thing that we do with one another. It's a social skill. It's a higher level social skill, I think, because we're going to deal with our egos in the midst of it. We're going to, you know, there's these. We all have these hungers, these desires, and we also invest ourselves in the ego of that musician. I'm just kind of, I'm a singer songwriter. You know, I'm a blues man. You know, whatever it is that we choose, you know, I mean, we have, and then at some point we realize, we start to just love the music, I think, for what it is, and I start taking everything that I can use from everything, and I try to just keep giving thanks to all the ancestors, you know, like on my work on my channel, I'm always trying to say, hey, look, remember this guy, remember this music, this touched me, so I do think it's important. This wonderful man named Gonzi from South America, from Argentina, gave me these flutes, and I asked him for instructions on how to play them, and he just said, just thank the ancestors, or give thanks for the ancestors, and just remember the ancestors before you play, and I think that's a good practice. You know, I think that's a sound practice, and I must confess that I do not always remember to do that, but it's good that I'm reminding myself right now.
It's a good thing to have. To me, it says, you know, you're looking at your ancestors, look at your roots, look at your foundation, look at where it all started. You got to make sure that's going to be stable, structure, and solid, affirming for you, and then you can build up on top of it. You know, but to call back upon our ancestors or getting to our roots is understanding our foundation so we can hold ourselves together.
I want to hear you talk more about that.
Well, that's just me, man.
No, I mean, it sounds like you're just opening up like it's like there's a lot of wisdom contained, and I'm not going to even pretend to just be able to get like, oh yeah, I understand, because what you were just talking about is expansive in nature.
Right.
Yeah.
All of nature. Music holds that together, I think. You know, I think it resonates. It resonates in the universe, and that's why people like music. People like to hear music, they like to hear about music, they like to play music, and how it makes them feel. You know, not so much of how it makes their ears feel, but if you're listening to really good music, it gives you goosebumps. You know, when you feel the music, when it resonates with you, you know, that's your frequency. You know, and only certain sounds are going to hit that frequency. You know, everybody has a little bit of a different language, but we all like the vibration.
Right.
A little bit different.
Right. And when you're talking about that, it reminds me of a musician like Chris Steele on the mandolin, who his musical being transcends all genres. And I think that's kind of the place where we're coming into now. Like for humanity at this point, I think it serves us better for us to remember our common ancestors at this point. Like, I mean, because there's all these stories of oppressed and oppressor, victims and victimized. This is one thing we've been talking about this week. I think it's this is one of the big things right now. I mean, I'm not going to try to teach on it. I'm just going to say, look, it's there. There's this idea that we can actually transcend the haves and the have-nots somehow, and find some kind of unity in the midst of that. That what it's like. This is. We were talking about stumbling toward that evolutionary threshold. That what it seems like humanity is like. We better wake up. It seems like, are we going to wake up? It's kind of like the Millennium Falcon flying through a canyon. It's like, is it going to close on? It's like, oh my gosh, are we going to make it? I don't think so. That, like, Alan Watts said, I heard him say the other day, he's like, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't go with our species to make it. but then he says, as long as I'm here, I guess right. I can do something about this. Yes, Joy mentioned Alan Watts earlier. Yes, Alan Watts. Yes.
It's a profound statement.
Thank you, Alan Watts.
Thank you, Alan Watts, right. And he also said, to add to that, he's like, and you have to come to this point where you understand how incapable of helping you actually are.
Right.
And then from that space, you may be able to just do some good.
Life is short, and make it fun, and be excellent to each other.
Be excellent, yes. The Bill and Ted's thing, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill and Ted, man. Thank you, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, man.
Yes.
Be excellent to each other.
That's one of the dreams, is to get them on this show.
Yeah.
We should just, I mean,
that'd be great.
Coming out. It's part of my vision now. Like, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be great. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we play a couple of songs?
Let's do it. Yes.
We're going to play some music real quick, guys. It's going to take me a second to retune.
Yeah.
Hey, have a look at our camera and see what's going on.
Like it is. Just like it is right now. Let's play it.
hoping to find self-reliance.
Great.
I would still play that on my show.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna tune down. Let's see.
That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Well, yeah, it'll depend on how I am with you.
I want to. I got some straight up
Straight up hillbilly chicken picking.
I wouldn't call it chicken picking, but it's kind of hillbilly. Where do we go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was great. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Like earlier, that's what I was talking about. That I love that you do that stuff.
I was like, oh man, come on. Yes, cool. You got anything else you want to do, brother? Is there something else on your heart?
Give us some jazz, man. I want to hear you play some violin. You brought your fiddle up here. So
I did.
I hear you play it.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Let's see. I got a little Irish jig we could do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's like. I mean, that's what it's like. As you see if we're truly when we wake up, now we can see the light in one another.
That's what namaste means.
The divine in me, namaste. Yes, Joy's joining us. We're joined by comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. We're gonna put a link up for that. Sure.
How can we get that to our viewers right now? Let me www
dot
KBRP
radio
radio
radio.com.
.com.
That's our website of our small non-profit
Here,
community radio station.
I want to post your card up right here.
Yeah.
We are non-professional, but here, maybe y'all can take a picture of that. Check it out. She's in the house with us now.
And that's beautiful. That's just how it is. People promoting people working with. And yes, I think this is the strongest marketing we have is sharing audience with one another. So,
Grassroots, baby.
yeah, it's great to meet you, Joy. There's always meeting wonderful people here in Rainsville. We have some time for some more music. Hoy Maha. More music? Yeah. Okay. Woo. This is a song that I wrote like 20 years ago. And I put it away for a long time. It was written, I mean, it was like, this is, yes, there's a spirit. We've been talking about this, Omaha, this Woody Guthrie thing. There's this Pete Seeger. There's this Bob Dylan. There's this voice. There's this protest. Henry David Thoreau, when he wrote Civil Disobedience, right? Yes, kind of protesting against this or that. And so there's this history. And I have history with this song. And it's really connected to what Joy was talking about earlier, too, with aligning ourselves with what we know to have worth, which is a big part of my work. So, and then to the point of exhaustion and death, right? There seem to be these death and rebirth cycles. Like it's like a seed that goes into the ground, puts roots down into the soil where it begins drawing nourishment from what was death, the rot, the decay, right? And then puts up branches into the trees, into the sky, leaves, which photosynthesize. So they're spinning sugar, which is made of both wave and particle somehow, right? The individuated and the whole. And now we're energy from light somehow. And then birds are in the branches. There's this story. It's just as simple as this. So these organic stories, right? And then there's the perversion of those organic stories. Someday all the people will see how we lived in slavery. It will go down in history. Only hindsight is 20/20. So many pastors from the pulpit show us how to shape and form this sacred cow. They say, this is what you should and should not do. Trust me, son, I will civilize you. Yeah. You want me to serve your God while on holy ground you trod. But the whole damn world is your facade. And I got news for you. Where is the poor man's working for a rich man? Turning him around. The men who sit on thrones so high do not send their own sons to die. For ears that hear and seeing eyes, the Spirit of Christ must testify. there was a prayer prayed. And the prayer went, burn up everything that is not love. Right? Everything that cannot be helpful in me, because it's not making it through the initiation ceremony, right? Anyway, that's that little blast from the past. There's this devotion. It speaks to me of, it still speaks to me, although I don't sing in the same way I used to, it still speaks to me of something. What you got going on, Omaha?
Just watching the people joining the stream here.
All right. We got people on the stream.
We do. We have 4 or 5 viewers.
Nice.
We had a little bit earlier.
It's good that we're doing this work together.
It is. It is.
I mean, this is good. These are the repetitions, right? Do the reps.
Can you hear yourself okay out of here?
I think so. Maybe.
I'm not getting any feedback. It sounded pretty good this way.
We've been hunting for a long while. Yeah, we've been getting to. We've been hunting for a long while. Yeah, we've been getting to. Oh, 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 oh. Learn to sing blues. Learn to sing blues. Learn to sing blues. Learn to sing blues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, we learn to sing the blues. Learn to sing blues. Learn to sing blues. Learn to sing blues. The blues form. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, the blues form. I tell you what, that was a powerful thing. That was a powerful experience for me when I was a kid. Learning to do. That was power for me. And oh God. I didn't even know what I was getting into. But, you know, it's like, it's the shadow journey, right? It's the walk. It's like Eric Johnson took that walk, right? And that's the legend. The first one in the 27 Club, I think, right?
I think so.
I said Eric Johnson. I meant Robert Johnson. Excuse me. Yeah,
Eric Johnson's still alive.
I'm glad I
ain't
could correct that in a moment. I had this idea, you know, that over time, you get I kind of grow tired of performance. So I got this idea that with an audience, whether that be an audience of one or an audience of many, that would be less like a performance and more kind of like an opening, you know, like, ooh, that's another thing we've been talking about, opening, like how we've got to have these open hearts, right? We have to have these open hearts, but in order to maintain an open heart, you also have to be super tough, strong, and what you keep saying, humble.
Humble.
You've got to be like
Passionate and humble,
you
too.
can't maintain openness without that humility, and you can't. That's this. It's got to be like a humble strength, right? I mean, it's got to be this. And to me, there's this practice of forgiveness. There's this thing where we just keep coming back. There's this. Sylvie was talking about that earlier about praying for your enemies, praying for those who've hurt you. You know, really devoting ourselves to, like, it's understandable. We can add knowledge to gain compassion, hopefully, and at some point we look at everybody in the specific ways that we're hurting, and we say, I get it. I understand why. I understand why I'm being hurt, because this is a very hurtful. It can appear as a very hurtful world. They used to tell me I was building a dream. so I followed the mob. When there were fields to plow or guns to bear, I was always right there on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream with peace and glory ahead. So why am I still standing in line, just waiting for room? Once I built a railroad, made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done, brother, you spare a dime. Once I built a tower to the sun, brick and grit and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done, brother, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee Doodly Dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell. I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember, they called me Al. It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember, I'm your pal, brother. There are those of us who have worn the uniforms. We have complied. We have done our joining. It's not a character defect. You know, I've heard it said that there were cultures, humane cultures, which when one of us started seeing things strangely, I say, hey, come on, we're going to see the medicine man. You know, it's really not about sparing, because this is the victimized thing, right? If we're in these roles of the have-nots, if those who have truly think that it is some kind of righteousness that you have what you have, come on, we got to look. Everybody gotta take a look. It's kindness that leads to repentance. And listen, my friend, I wouldn't be able to sing about this. I wouldn't live in a life of changing my ways, 'cause I don't give away my power. Ooh, Jezebel, you got no power no more. Oh, trying to come down on me. I don't know. We use symbols, right? We're not going to stop using symbols. We are symbol creatures biologically. I was hovering at the edge of the observable universe. At the end of my nihilism, at the end of my absolute materialism, at the end of my militant atheism, I was hovering at the edge of the observable universe. And it came to me. I'm a story creature, a symbolic language being, but I'm going to keep trying to talk about the ineffable. right? And then at the same time, there has to come this criticism too, like the Henry David Thoreau thing, I think, where it's like there is a criticism of our current culture. Oh, Omaha, yes. Great to see you. All right. Have we done our show?
We're still going. Keep playing, man.
Okay. I'm looking for cues in your face. I'm like, you're like a producer. I'm like, are we going to commercial?
No. Yeah, I got kind of a weak internet connection tonight. I guess it says it's glitching just a little bit. But it's been a good stream for the most part.
Okay, good, yeah. Well, it is as it is.
Our sound is decent. Technology's just, man, it's one of those things.
We're running a rep, like we did this. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Travis, can I say my thing?
Would you like to come say a thing?
Yeah.
Come say a thing. That'd be great. Come on up, Comfort and Joy.
Selby said no.
Can you spare a dime?
Well, heck,
That was the prolonged ending. That was like the long drum fill.
that was nice. Oh, let's have a seat and wrap it up. We got about a few minutes left.
Excellent. I thought Joy was coming up. Is that not the case?
I thought so too.
No? You're not?
On Omaha.
Oh yeah, she's more than welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I was waiting
You
for you.
too, Selby, you want to come?
This is your show. I'll let you do your thing.
Well, yeah, I know, but y'all should come up too, because we can ask him
I'm not
awkward.
ready to see the camera right now.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure we're not leaving anybody out. Are you coming, Joy?
Yes.
Okay, great. Have a seat here.
Little Chelini.
Bring your Chewini up here then.
Dogs are cool.
Oh, man. That happened. That just happened.
That's one of my favorite sounds.
Oh, man, I hate that. I hate that.
You know that song you play when you're just starting out? It's that ancient Chinese song, Tuning.
Tuning.
And
Yes.
tuning.
Everyone plays it.
Welcome,
Everyone
Joy.
plays it. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
Thank you, Imo.
Oh, Omaha.
Oh, Omaha. I just wanted to say the thing that I say on my radio show every week,
All right.
which is love and compassion, located in your heart of hearts, available to you 24/7. Would like to remind you to do what you love and love what you do.
Oh, absolutely. That's what all brings us here.
Yeah, absolutely. That inspired. Do I have time for one more song?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that just drew something from. It reminded me of something that I needed to do. So yeah. Yes, thank you so much, Joy. I'm so glad you came up because I don't think I would have gotten there.
You know, I drove all the way from Jackson, Mississippi.
From
Oh,
Jackson.
Wow. That's a heck of a
No,
drive.
Jackson, Tennessee.
That's probably a longer drive. Wow.
Wow. Yes, when you said that earlier out there on the porch, I'm glad you got up here and said that because it feels good to me when you say that. Yeah, it feels. It's
If
good that
people
you have
do what
that.
they love,
You have a mantra. You've
and
got.
they love what they do, they're going to be happy people.
Yes. I want to dedicate this. I wonder if you could turn that radio off in there. Would that be possible? I'm dedicating this to the folks here at the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame, and also to the time that I've got to spend with Omaha, and just you and I have been talking about this this deep openness linked with this incredible strength and humility. And so that's what I'm feeling in this song right now. Every open door, every friendly shore, everyone out there who has a heart to share, time to be set free, the time for us to be what we have always known we were, the time for us to see what can occur, what can occur. The old man passed away before the breaking of the day, but the rising of the sun brought hope for everyone. Where were you right then? The day the world became a better place for everyone. The day the world became a better place. Lower your gun, tear down your wall. There's plenty for us all. It might take some faith, but I know you heard the call. The day the world became a better place for us all. The day the world became a better place for us all. For us all. Every open door, every friendly shore, everyone out there who has a heart to share, wide open.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yes. To openness, strength, and humility. Yes. Strength and compassion. Yes. Wow,
That was some
beautiful.
Beautiful finger picking there, Jeff. Some beautiful lyrics.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be able to share it. I mean, for an invitation like this it's very valuable to me right now. It's part of a message of hope that's coming into this being, and seeing community out here. Thanks, Selby, for this place, and
Thank
I
you,
love
Selby.
the work that you and Hoemaha are doing together. Joy, it's great to meet you, and it's just so many people out here. Last night was just incredibly. There's just a lot of strength, and just getting to be around all that, the passion, people doing what they love to do, whether just folks dancing together. Right? Oh my God, y'all need to come out here on a Saturday night or a Sunday night, right?
Saturday night, Sunday night.
And there's a festival next weekend, right? Like a mini festival or something, right?
Yeah, the Mini Fest.
Yeah,
Mini
Mini Fest is next weekend. Starts Saturday at 2 o'clock. Is that right?
Yep.
This place, you guys need to come check this out. I mean, this is a cool place to be. It's beautiful green out here. I mean, like these guys they're serving the community out here, and they need our support. And I would I just want to promote that because I feel that in my heart. Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, there's a communion happening out here. You know, there's a spirit rising because you guys are in service, and man, I'm just grateful that that's good for all of us to see. You know, we all need to see that. Yeah.
Shelby's worked really hard on this place, and it's a beautiful place. And she's welcomed me in her space here to play music, and I want to share that with everybody. It's just an amazing. I've met so many great people here, and everybody leaves their drama at the gate. When they come through these gates, everybody is just they're here for the music. They're here to spread happiness and positivity and come up here and hang out with cool people and have a good time, you know.
And play the blues.
Play the blues. You know.
It's cleansing. We've got to get it out.
You gotta play the blues.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
It's a great place, Selby. It's my first time here, but I really like it.
Oh yeah. Oklahoma's been my paradise. I moved here from Colorado. It's been a bad place in life. I come to Oklahoma, and my second week in Oklahoma, I found this place. Somebody somebody at a hardware store I heard playing music, and I was working a guy playing some music out around here, and they showed me here, and I found paradise. This is a wonderful thing. Oh, thank you so much. So.
Play us out. You're very good.
Thank you for joining Blue Mondays, everybody. Thank you, Joy, for coming on our show. I'll listen to yours. We're going to check it out for sure. I'll share it as much as I can. We posted it on our chat, so everybody else can check it out as well. Really excited to hear that. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Irwin, a big thanks to the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame, and a big, big thanks to Selby Minner for helping me make this happen. Come down and see the festival. Every Saturday, we're playing here. Every Sunday, there's an open jam. It's a good time. Come down, bring your friends, bring your instruments. We'll have a good time. Love you. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.